Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jerry.
And I'm Amy.
And we are No House,
And No Debt,
No Problem.
Today we're going to be dealing with a topic that is pretty gross, and that's dealing with your tanks, including the black tank.
Yep. And why are we dealing with this?
Oh, we want to thank Carol again. She has been so good about giving us great suggestions. So if you have any questions or anything you'd like us to talk about, that would be great.
Yeah, put them in the comments below. We'd love to know what you think. What questions you have about RV living or debt-free journey. Either one of those. We'd love to hear from you. So put them in the comments below.
So today we're dealing with our black tanks, which is a learning curve for us. We actually paid a little bit of stupid tax when we first got into camping, and that was because we knew where we were was a live sewer hookup. So in all of our ignorance, we just left everything open, including our black tank. And we'll show you in a few minutes what that whole process is like on dumping it. But we ended up having all the liquids go out, and guess what stayed behind? Toilet paper and solids.
Yeah, so we were in our original camper. It was an older one, that little camper we talked about in the first episode. And we thought we were doing the right thing, but we kept noticing that the water wasn't going down as much in the toilet, and it kept getting closer and closer and closer to the top. And we were trying. Amy was putting some of this stuff that you add in to help break it down.
And I'll show that later.
Nothing was working. So that was a $100 mistake. Of course, we had to pay our RV guy to come and use high pressure water to clean the whole thing out,
and give us instructions.
On how to use it, which you keep that black tank closed until it's ready to be dumped, and then you do some other treatment stuff that we're going to talk about. All right, so let's move over to the water bay, and we'll show you how we start this process of dealing with the sewer lines. All right, so we're at the water board, and I want to show you a few things about it. So here, this really didn't have anything to do with the sewage system, but this is our city water fill. So when you get to the campground, you hook up water here. And if we were boondocking or we were not hooked up to water, then we would fill our tank here. We have our outdoor shower there. But if you'll look down here, I don't know if you can see. Will you get over here?
Oh, you want to get the...
Yeah. So this is the black tank. Black tank control, you can see the name of it right there, and the gray tank control. All right, and then down on the bottom, down here, you have the flush out system, which about every 3 times you dump it, you're supposed to hook up the water and actually flush it out, run it for about 10 minutes until you get clear water. But for now, I'm going to show you how we go through this dumping process. We actually have 2 black tanks and 2 gray tanks. One is controlled here, and the other one is in the back of the rig, and we'll show you that one. Okay. All right. So we leave the gray open all the time. So
that's your shower water. That's your sink water in your bathroom. So it's really not gross, but it continually flows. There's no solids.
No. All right. So we leave that one open all the time. But when we go to empty the black tank, we close that one.
You don't want anything backing up into it.
And then I'm going to pull this one open. And Amy, if you will slowly
go over to the other side.
Go right over here.
Yeah, but I want to show them how you pull it.
You just pull it out.
Here.
Like that.
Then, basically, you have your sewage system, and you can hear it. You can hear it coming. So all of your black water and all of your what do I call the gross stuff is being dumped out. So as you can see here, we have while this is dumping, and we'll show you that actually at the end. You can see that basically you just have your sewage system like you would in a septic tank, just above the ground. And so what we have down there, as you can see, is 2 different hoses. This one takes to our main tank, And the second one down there is to Micah's bathroom, and also the galley tank is there. And that is where you have all of your sink water. Okay?
All right. Amy, if you'll follow me down here, I want to show them.
So there's your two different hoses coming out. You go block it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is where it comes down to. We blocked this out because you don't need to see all that. So anyway, you just wait, and this one's coming from the main black tank right here. And this is Micah's. We'll dump that in a little bit. So basically, we just wait until there's no more movement in the hose.
Once that is done, then what we'll do is open our second black tank and dump that. And then after that, we'll dump our galley tank. I like to dump the galley tank last because it helps clean out the hose on that second one. And then we always have our gray water open, so that continually cleans out this hose in between dumpings. And probably won't take too long for this to do. I hadn't been long dumped them. And then we'll show you how you maintain them and what you need to do to the inside in order to make this work smoothly.
Yeah.
So once we're done with dumping the black tank, we go ahead and leave the gray tank closed because we have one more tank that we're going to dump. And once you're done with that, you just push the black tank back in, and that keeps everything in for the next time. And then we'll go inside and show you what the next step is once you've already actually dumped the tank.
All right.
So let's move on down to the second tank.
Okay.
That's how I usually do.
Yeah, so so
there's the other tank.
The controls are in there just past that cap right there. See if you can figure out who controls this one. Who goes in and does it. So
I got a perfect shot of your bill.
Yeah. So let me switch places and let Amy do this one.
So I always usually dump the second tank. Sometimes I'll dump them both because they're so simple to do once they're set up. And if Joe's at work and I'm at home, I'll go ahead and do it. But so you do have to have a little tight squeeze in here.
Yeah, now you just show it off.
You can take the cover off if you want to, which is to stick your hand through. Can you get a picture of that? I don't know if you can see it. I typically don't because it's just a pain to take it on and off, and I can reach around. I'm
gonna try to go up under here and see. All right.
Okay, so that's where you would open it up and stick your hand through if you wanted to. But so what I'm going to do now, I don't know if you can see it here.
See if you can get a shot.
Let's see. So behind this is where our let's see, that's our galley, and then our black tank 2, and then our gray tank 2, which is a dummy tank. So Micah's sink water always goes into the galley, so that's just there, I guess, pre-prepped, but we don't actually have it. So what I'll do now, I think I will for the sake of the video, go ahead and stick my hand through. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna leave the galley tank closed, and then I'm gonna pull black tank 2, and you'll hear it go out again. Again, this is Micah's bathroom. We do have that bath and a half feature. So again, it's going down through here, and then it's gonna go just like you would in a live sewer hookup. And this over here next to it is our water hose, and it is insulated for the winter, so that way it won't freeze. One day we actually had an extra piece of hose in there we forgot to insulate when Jerry got up to go to work and had no water. So we quickly got that fixed, but this is to keep that. So once this dumps, so we can wait, right?
Yeah, I'll edit this out. So Ames, inquiring minds want to know, how come we don't leave the galley tank, which is basically a secondary gray tank, open all the time?
Well, first of all, I let it fill up because about the time the galley gets full, it reminds me that I'm also supposed to pull the black tanks because our sensors, that's one thing you'll hear consistently, sensors don't work very well. Even when you flushed your tanks and everything, you can't go by what the sensors say. But secondly is because sometimes food and things or coffee grains or whatever will get down into your galley tank, and I think that the flow of the water will help take all of that stuff out. And sometimes you can actually see little pieces of food or something that's gotten down in there when you're actually flushing your galley. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to pull the galley tank, and I do that last because it helps clean out that line.
Yeah. I'm gonna move over to the end.
And that way you can actually show what it looks like, because it won't be gross.
Yeah. All right, Amy's getting ready to pull the gray tank, or actually the galley. So after a little while, you'll see that it starts to get a little clearer. And this process takes, I'd say, you know, a couple minutes, 2 or 3 minutes for each tank.
And depending on how long between, it can be a little bit longer or not, but
Yeah.
if the galley tank is completely full, it can take a few more minutes.
Yeah.
So once this finishes dumping, what I'll do is crawl back in there. I've already closed the black tank 1 and black tank 2 is closed now. I'll close the galley tank back up and then we'll pull the gray tank lever so that we can keep that open. Our next step will be to go inside and show you what do you do once you dump. You're not just done. You've got to kind of prepare that tank for when you get ready to dump it again. Okay, so the next thing that you do once you flush out your black tanks or dump them, whatever it is you do, you have to prepare the tank. And one thing I want to point out that was interesting for us to get used to is how a toilet actually works in the RV. So we're used to, in a home, flushing the toilet and the water comes automatically back up, and that's just not the case in the RV. You have to, instead of flushing with your hand, you flush with your foot.
Let me get
I'll
this
show
shot.
that. Okay.
Let's see if I can get the pedal over here. All right.
Flush it, and then you push it about halfway down once you're done, and that fills the toilet, so the next person already has it when they come in. Sometimes you do have to clean around it because it can get a film on it, and the water will start to lose. So once you've dumped your black tank, you have to treat the tank. Now here's what we use. We use the AquaChem. Just buy it at Walmart. It's about $9 a bag. Some people like other things. We found that this has worked really good for us. It's a bio-detergent or a biodegradable deodorant, and what that does is it helps block smells, and it also breaks everything down in the toilet. Well, the first time that I did it, here's another learning curve, is I put the thing in it. I'll show you how you do it. So we want to fill up the commode. I'll go ahead and put it in sometimes early. You want to fill all the way to the top. So sometimes it does take a few minutes to get it all the way up. You want it to go pretty much to the top. And you actually are going to do that about 2 to 3 times. You want to put enough water, and that's what I didn't do before. Couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. I could still smell the commode a little bit after we had dumped it. I'm like, what in the world? I've put the deodorant down in there. And that's when I talked to the RV repair guy again, and he said he puts 2 or 3 in. And then I've read, of course, where water,
2 or 3 bowls of water.
2 or 3 bowls of water. And I read where the water actually creates a smell barrier as well. So what will happen, if you'll take a look there, you're already at the top, is that thing will start to break down, and then you just flush it, and there goes your deodorant down in there. And then I would refill it again 2 more times before I move on to the next toilet, at which point I would do the same thing. And that's how you basically keep it smelling fresh inside, and you also have something in there that helps break down solid waste in toilet paper. As far as toilet paper goes, we were only using the RV kind that you buy, and it was a lot more expensive. Again, talked to the RV repairman, and he said as long as it's septic safe and you put it into a little container and shake it up, and if it immediately starts to break down, you can use that toilet paper. So we've gone back to just using the 1-ply. Scott, especially now, we can't hardly buy toilet paper during the coronavirus. We couldn't find any on the shelf. And that's what we ended up using and getting that. And it's worked perfect. And it lasts a little bit longer as well. Don't you?
All right, so now we just want to quickly show you the control panel before we finish out the video here. You'll see, I don't know if you can get in real close right here, you have some of your levels. And like Amy said earlier, they're really not all that accurate after a while. So we use the galley. When she starts to see it in the sink, that's a good indicator that it's time to dump them all. That's it for this week's video. Next week, we're going to talk a little bit more about just how life is a little bit different in an RV. So along with dealing with the tanks and the sewer system, you also have to have regular maintenance, which we'll talk about in next week's video. Showers are a little bit different, navigating the space and navigating using the hot water heater. We have a 10-gallon hot water heater, and propane, we have to deal with propane. So again, make sure if you have any comments for us, put them below. Hit the like button for us, and if you like this kind of content, subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you.
There's towels on the ground. Like, you stand right there and you'll block Michaela.
Okay.
All right, ready? Oh, yeah. I thought I was getting ready to hit play again or record.
What are you doing?
You got to be back there and be quiet. Just hang in your hammock.
All right.
Like that.
I know we look like some weird prom photo.
All right, we don't have to stand like that. We can just stand like this, like normal humans.
Awkward family photos.
I need to prove my hair. I'm like glamour shot. Man, you're sweating. You haven't done anything. All right, let me stop it. Let's see how we look. Now we look like we're taking on one.
Hey guys, welcome to No House, No Debt, No Problem.
You gotta say our names too.
It's just doing a sample.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll stop it.
Do we do it first?
Alright,
they're gonna have to be quiet. Hey. Hey. I can't. Do we say the name first and then?
You say, hey, I'm Jerry.
Oh, okay.
And how is that
well, one time we said, you give me tickle. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. No House, No Debt, No Problem. I'm Jerry.
And I'm Amy.
And we don't know what else to say.
Okay. All right, today we're going to be dealing with the topic, and I want to thank Carol again for giving us great suggestions. And if you have any
I messed it up, sorry. Because I was going to go like that when you start talking about it, but then you start talking about Carol.
Well, I was going to think
Carol,
but we can do that. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. Well, yeah. All right.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel.
Wait a minute, I wasn't right. Okay.
Just can't get right.
Hang on. Ready?